Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are here with Dawn versus Arctic Wolves for round number 4. How excited are you? Excuse me, for this game.
You're so excited you sneeze. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well,
my allergies are kicking my butt today. Holy hell.
it is the season for it. But hey, you know what? I'm actually very excited because I have seen I know I've seen Arctic Wolves many times, so I know what they're like. I think this might be, I don't remember me watching Dawn that much, but Arctic Wolves I'm familiar with them. But still, like I said earlier, I just see the most amazing plays from anybody so far. So I'm happy to get to know new teams if it is new for me. So I'm very excited as always.
Yeah, we have a lot of teams interested in qualifiers this year. If we're like counting off just today, obviously 8 teams joined today. If I'm looking at everyone else, we have what? That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Ooh. Like about almost 30 teams now are all set up for qualifiers as we speak, fighting for a invite to season 3 of Chain of the Fog, which has a $525 prize pool. Ooh. $300 for first place, $150 for second, and $75 for third.
Oh my. Well, there you go. They have something to look forward to.
Yeah, not to mention that if you win a season, you come in first place there. You also get an invite to Champions of Champions in December. Prize pool yet to be determined, but with our partnership with Stream for a Cause, it could end up being quite a large prize pool depending on the number of donations that you guys give to Champions for a Cause, which we'll talk more about later.
Beautiful. Always a pleasure to have charity included.
Indeed, indeed. It's something that, like, I, in my personal stream, like, really have made a, a staple of what I do and why I do what I do. But, who's probably not so charitable? The Blight. Though, he does like to share his blighted serum with people, to be fair, so maybe he's a little bit more charitable than I give him credit for.
Hey, Mr. Bleed is just in a hurry all the time. Okay, give him a break. But I love me some Blight. I love going against him. I love watching gameplay. I am excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, especially on Sing the Wrath, a map that we do not get to see often. Very similar to some other bottleneck maps like ARP, though a little bit more spaced out. Really good attempt there by Sir Pickle, once again, to get the down on the Jeff, just not able to make it happen. And Jeff here doing an amazing job avoiding these hits from Blight.
Oh, he's doing some very fancy spins here, Mr. Blight. Look at him go.
Yeah, Sir Pickle, from what I've seen, definitely likes their mind games, to say the least.
I noticed that. Hey, we got Mr. Jeff. Another loud survivor, by the way. I feel like Jeff, to me, is probably louder than most, in my opinion, besides others.
He is a bit of a loud one, to say the least. We do see a Scourge Hook, Pain Resonance. So, like, give the Pain Resonance. But Pain Resonance popping off here in the distance. So, first time that we've seen a Scourge Hook this entire round.
Oh, I see a yellow cloud, orange cloud, which means there's a pop in play.
Yup, that is the good old pop and Scourge Hook combo. And there is a Jeff here in front of the Blight. Jeff trying to wait out that Blight Rush, but not able to make it happen. Let's see if BT is still active, and it is not.
You know what? This map has a lot of objects to bump into, so... that is a decisive.
That is a decisive. However, not going to get much distance here against the Blight, so we're going to see that immediate pallet drop. And trying to identify where the Jeff is going, will go for the hug tech and gets the down.
That was nice. Holy crap, that was really good.
Blight gameplay, like, if you're watching a cracked Blight, it's some good stuff. And man, Blight in a brilliant spot there with another Scourge Hook pop out there in the distance. That Shaq Gen getting hammered, to say the least.
Oh man, I always admire Blight players. My goodness, I have no idea how they do it. Like, I tried Blight once. It is not for me. but I can see how fun he can be.
Oh yeah, he is a fun one. I remember playing like a full month of nothing but play, and it was
Wow.
a time to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, we see that second phase on the Jeff, and only 30 seconds left until death. Looks like Blight will go back to secure the kill. And I mean, at 4, probably 3 gens by the time this pops off, they are in a fantastic position to say the least.
There's 2 people. The 2 ma'ams, the 2 madams, the 2 ladies are here, but which one's gonna go for what? I wonder.
Yeah, the question is, if there's 2 here, is there a 3rd on the gen or not? And looks like we'll see the grab cancel on Zarina, a really delayed one at that. A hit on the Jane, and by the way, these survivors are keenly aware of Thanatophobia being play.
Yep.
That is the down on the Jane, and they are going to go for the Jeff too, trying to identify where Jeffy Ball went.
Man.
Not sure.
Even there he goes. I was like, even I lost him, but there he goes out in the distance.
Yeah, I thought he left the tile a long while ago, but apparently not. Doing a quick little mind game there with that Blighted Rush, and
no. Oh, was that a slide with her? Oh man, I had heard the blight.
Slipping and sliding, and that's a for the people.
Very nicely done. I love that perk. For the people, so fun to use. Honestly, very risky, but very fun.
Yeah, really great play there, though. Able to get that for the people play and ensuring that Jeff gets out of dodge. However, I don't know if they're going to be able to get to this hook if someone doesn't, if someone gets in front, but they're able to get to it. Looks like it's Scourge Hook off in the distance, and looks like they're going to go back for the Jeff now.
Yep. Oh, where did it go? Scratchies. Oh, man. I can't even see anybody. There he is. Whoa.
Yeah, not able to get the swing in time. Ends up bouncing off, but will get a hit before the pallet. And looks like they're going to try and get Jeff out of the game as we speak.
Yeah. Oh, that window is... Oof.
Yeah, that mid-vault, unfortunately, will seal the deal for the Jeff. And that will be the first kill of the game. The question is, thereafter, will the Blight be able to bring the game back into their favor? As Scourge Hook pop will be a common sight.
You know what? Whenever I see in comp specifically, you get many surprise perks sometimes, for me at least. And every time a killer walks by a locker with the survivor, I'm like, oh, this will be head on. Because we've seen one head on at the started shoutcasting, and it was so funny. They were able to head on a Victor. I was like, oh man. Oh.
Definitely can be unexpected when you see those things like head on, and Jane doing a good job there, getting that pallet stun. And we see Sir Pickle trying to get the hug tech, but the sprint burst getting the distance that Jane needed.
She would have gone down if otherwise that sprint burst was not in her favor.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job there, to say the least, to get away from that chase. Good heads up play there by Sir Pickle, getting rid of that pallet, and will go for the Zarina here. I don't think there's a pallet close enough, so Zarina will take that health state, and looks like Sir Pickle will commit to the chase. Yeah,
for Blight, you have to, Blight needs to be very, he needs to break pallets. That loop right there, that was, like you said, it was really good, because when I loop up Blight in this specific tile, it's very fun for me, because some Blights don't know how to handle it, but I'm pretty sure Sir Pickle can handle it. So you know what? Good idea on him.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to try and keep the 3-gen over on this side, giving up the gen on the other side as we speak. Doing a quick check of the gens, and they're about dead to the world, so Sir Pickle definitely in a good spot. Has he only been on this side of the map? He has, hasn't he? I don't think I've seen them go to the other side. He was over at Shack at the beginning, but really did, when he went to chase the Jeff, commit to this side. Right. But you know what? He does have a 3-gen on that side, so I could see why he'd stay over there as well. Exactly. Jane trying to use that bamboo there. We see Zarina, meaning that there's only one possible survivor out and about. That cheeky blind, though. Wow. Off of the Blighted Rush, and Blight just completely losing where the Jane went. Oh, dang. That was a good blind, though. I did not even know who dropped that. Was that Jane? That was Jane, That was indeed Jane. And Blight tried to avoid it, just wasn't able to make it happen. And it looks like Blight has gone to make the decision to go back to the 3-gen to protect their set of gens here. Yep. Looks like they were trying to work on the gen on the other side.
The one right in the middle. There you go. I saw people trying to work on that, but I'm not sure if they're trying. Yep, there it is. Oh, never mind. I thought I had progression on it.
Yeah, a little bit of progression there on that middle one there. And looks like no progression there. We do see another for the people play. A little bit surprised about that. Not exactly sure why. But we see Jane will take a hit here from the Blight, and we'll see if Blight will commit to the chase.
Who's Obi? Oh, that's Miss Serena, who was not able to heal. Actually, yeah, she's still broken for a good while. Oh, mind games,
definitely a questionable play to use that for the people when they had the time they needed to go for the heal for 16 seconds, and Serena will go down because of that. And this will be a good hook for the Blight, especially as we know already that there's a Scourge hook nearby.
Oh my. Oh, I thought the perks for all the Scourge hooks not have the white aura. I thought all will have them.
It is a spectator bug where we don't get to see where the Scourge hooks are, but obviously the Blight still does.
I see. That's true. I forgot about the certain bugs for spectator. That does happen.
Indeed. And we hear the Jane here. That sprint burst coming in clutch once again. Being able to dodge that hit. And we'll get some good distance here at this tile. And Serpico once again trying to go for these mind games. And I think we'll get this down because of that.
Holy heck. I noticed that specific maps have very interesting loops. Like this one, I see it mainly on this map, that, this really awkward loop right here. I think if I'm looking at the right one. The one that has like a very, very zigzaggy looking loop.
Yeah.
I only see it on this map. I forget where else I've seen it, but it's mainly here that I see this loop at. It's very awkward.
Yeah, it's mainly the Yamaoka map. Some of the newer maps too have similar tiles to that, but that comes down to really knowing the maps as a whole and understanding what is where. And we see the deliverance on the Jane, so really good choice there by the Blight to drop chase and end up going for the Claudette here, as she was in the middle of completing this generator.
Oh, very progressed. However, here comes Pop.
Yeah, Pop Goes Weasel is going to be clutch here, to say the least. That 20% regression for the Blight, and looks like we are going to see a committed chase on the Claudette, and with that compound 21 is able to see where they are, but Claudette, being privy to that knowledge, will end up getting the vault.
Holy heck. This is like one of the few times that I've noticed how they do the hug tech. I hear about it all the time. And I can see why they call it hug tech. It's literally hugging the wall.
Yep. Yeah, you hug the obstacle that you're looking to get around. Ideally, you look down as well for that slide.
Right.
Though sometimes some geometry ain't as kind as some others,
like
as we see here. Exactly.
Yeah, I see that. Very wide geometry, by the way. These rocks are actually very, very nicely shaped for giving more. Giving more, what's the word? More cushion. Yeah, more distance as well, yeah. We got Miss Jane. Who else is left? Oh, God. They're the last two. I just realized that. Oh,
yeah,
man.
No, these are the last two. These survivors are fighting for the last points of the match on these generators right here. And Blight trying to identify where this Claudette is, but no sign of them at this moment.
I saw an explosion animation, so meaning that they blew up the gen, they did some fast action, vaulting or locker entrance maybe, something. She is injured. She could potentially have a healing something. Maybe must have a skill check somewhere. But I heard something. Unless it was a Scourge hook.
It could have. I don't think it was the Scourge hook. I think it was before the hook actually happened, so probably a skill check miss. The biggest thing here, though, is I'm surprised the Blight isn't running over towards Shaq right now, as there's that possibility that they are going to go for the hatch instead, and Blight thinking that exact same thing will come over here and post up, but survivors go for the unhook instead.
Oh my. Look at that heroism.
I mean, it was a good play, to say the least, a good heads-up play to go for the hatch, but these survivors keeping that in mind that the Blight might do so, and will end up going for the unhook and probably will fully reset here.
Yep. Oh, man. I don't know what it is about, this specific Blight game, but I feel like I've had... The way he hits the wall, it feels so heavy, and then when I see other Blights, it feels so light and, like, light-footed, if you know... I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it feels so heavy. I don't know why it is to me.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend to agree here. Also, who is this? I think we see Jane
It's
here.
Jane. That is Jane.
Yeah, it's like, is that Jane? Is it Claude? But looks like Jane will go down at the pallet.
Oh, Jane. Oh, Jane is loud enough to distinct her from a mile away.
that is true. That is true. You are not wrong about that. And looks like Blight is going to opt to not go for the pickup here. Maybe a bit scared of the decisive strike, as Claude has yet to be hooked. And
Potential.
actually, wait, didn't we already see decisive
Jeff.
on Jeff?
Jeff, yep.
So I guess maybe worried about that hatch play instead. I feel like with Blight, you should be able to get to the hatch, but I can understand why they're being a little bit careful here, especially as they did find the Claudette and will be going for this down at the pallet.
The power of sound. Oh, and there we go.
Yeah, so unless the Jane here has an Unbreakable, which we think we would have seen earlier, I do believe that this will be the 4K at 3 gens for Blight and Sir Pickles.
Sir Pickle Blightman. What an appropriate name for a fancy killer. I wonder if this killer has a top hat. If he does, the name fits right in.
I think it's Top Hat Blight. I'm fairly certain, based on the body, it's Top Hat Blight. Let's take a quick look-see. No, it's not. It's Blue Hood
man.
Blight.
I would have
Hood
loved
Blight.
it to be Top Hat Blight. I love the top hat. It looks so nice on him.
It does indeed. But that being said, that there will be the end of this match, as we will see Dawn coming out on top with a 4K on 3 gens completed, and we'll be seeing Arctic Wolves on Killer next, once again on Sanctum of Wrath. And they have their choices between the Spirit and the Blight.
Very well done. Everybody, honestly. Really good plays from each player. Blight, Mr. Bleat, I always enjoy a nice little play. Very well done.
It's always a fun time watching some Blight. But with that being said, we are going to get set up for match number 2. And that being said, if you guys haven't heard already, we are partnered with Stream for a Cause. They are a non-profit organization based in the US that support a litany of causes, from the war in Ukraine to the transgender bill out in Texas and a whole lot more. We even have our own fundraiser paired with them called Champions for a Cause, where depending on the number of donations that you guys give and the dollar amount in total by December, the prize pool for Champions will also be impacted in some way, shape, or form. Can't give you exact details, but I'd definitely recommend donating even $1 if you are able to. With that being said, we're going to be taking a quick ad break, and we'll be right back with match 2 of round 4.
Beautiful.
All right, and we are back. Once again, we are with Dawn versus Arctic Wolves. This time, Arctic Wolves killing against Dawn's Survivor team, and Arctic Wolves has quite the insurmountable odds going up against them as they need to get a 4K before 3 gens. We saw this in last round too. Very similar situation, so it's definitely going to be a difficult thing to do, but as we have the S tiers available to these teams, definitely not outside the realm of possibility, especially for the likes of the Blight and or the Spirit. And what are you thinking? Do you think we see Spirit or Blight here?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say Blight. I don't know, like the Spirit. You know, you can have a really good place with Spirit, but I want to say Blight might be a better chance. And it all obviously depends on the player's experience and or comfort with the killer of choice. But I want to say Blight.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. It really, as you said, it really comes down to the killer's comfortability with each individual killer. Though knowing who the killer is, it is the Jazzy Boy himself. So he is, or they are rather, a Blight main.
Oh,
so
perfect.
it is definitely more likely not that we'll see Zibleet here.
Ah, Mr. Bleak, man, very nice. Yeah, I mean, it also really depends on the map. I mean, I know that they have the power to like, choose the map here and there sometimes, but you know what, Blight can have potential on almost. Actually, no, it's a swap map, so Blights usually suffer sometimes because of the sliding buttery goodness of the objects or something like that. I forget which maps they usually suffer on. If I'm making sense.
No, it makes sense.
But we'll see. But 3 gens.
It is a Blight. We didn't have to wait long. It is a Bleat Boy indeed.
Yes. Well, hey, could be very good potential. We do see a corrupt back there, and that's the map.
And we see that attempted bounce there on the tree. And as we said, there are some objects you can bounce off of and some that you can't.
That looks so awkward. It was so quiet, and the poor thing did not bounce.
Yeah, that is the way of the Blight sometimes. That there is a bit painful. And we do see that attempted swing there on the Survivor, but unfortunately they were able to get away and made some pretty good distance here at this volatile. I think they will take the hit though, and do instead get the stun. So Nia will gain some additional distance here.
Oh no! They slip pot. Oh man.
Yeah, the slip and sliding will cost you dearly when you're playing the Blight Boy for sure. And we're seeing that here with the Nia. And we have some interesting build here. I just looked at it.
I did.
Survivors already know one of these perks other than Corrupt Intervention. Dying Light is in play right now. So they understand that they need to get these survivors down as quickly as possible and to slow the game down in some capacity. So Dying Light is being used to do just that.
Oh, wow. I thought we'd get that.
That was a close one to say the least. And we do see Scourge Hook. And I imagine we'll also be seeing a Pop Goes the Weasel as well.
Oh, so it's like an anti-gen, almost anti-gen build. Okay,
yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
with them knowing that they need to get a 4K before 3 gens are completed for just to get to tie, it makes a ton of sense.
Oh,
so they're going to do everything they can to slow down the game.
True. Hey, you know what? Power to them. We got the Pop in play as well. So there you go. Another additional anti-gen perk.
Yeah, I will say though, there is no Thanatophobia, which is surprising here. I know Jazzy very keen on their Thana, and will get the down there through the ace on the Jake, and now we'll go for the slug play on ace as well. This could spell disaster here for these survivors if there's not a dead hard, and there is not.
I did. Did you notice Jake was like, come, and like, hey, the Blight assisted.
Yeah, you know, kind of what happens when you play super games, you win super prizes, and sure enough, Jake won his prize there with a down on the ground, and Jazzy looking for his Scourge Hook, I imagine. I don't know, this feels greedy to me, and sure enough, they're gonna have to drop.
Oh man. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah, really good hits there. Unfortunately, though, they're just not able to get to the hook because they were trying to go for that Scourge hook there on that corner. And we see all 4 survivors now injured. Meg going for the pickup on the ace. Ace is up. Jake will not be far behind, I imagine.
Yep. He will wiggle if the...
Yeah, they're looking for the survivor over here, but not able to find them. I'm surprised they didn't commit to Ace and Meg, to be honest.
Oh, no. I'd be so lost. Oh, they're right there. And they were both injured, too, so he could have gotten the Meg. Oh, wow, they spiked past the Ace.
Yeah, really good body block attempt there by the Ace, but it will be for naught as Meg will go down and is being put into the basement.
The secret rooms of runes. Very nice. Very nice place for him.
And that there is the first activation of Dying Light, so that will slow down pretty much everything, with a few exceptions, by 4%. Not as good as the good old Thanatophobia, but still something to not discount. As we see Ace here trying to go for this unhook. Jazzy trying to keep him off it without getting hit, and this will be a 1-for-1 trade if they go for it. And looks like Ace is going to leave the basement to try and gain some distance.
Oh, I did the wrong side of the pallet.
Yeah, I may have been mashing that spacebar just a wee bit too much.
Oh my! Oh no, they got sucked into the pallet.
Yeah, that pallet vacuum right there on the shreds is definitely rough to say the least. But Jazzy doing a good job there to try and get between that pallet and the Nia. Does get the hit and is trying to go for the Nia once again. Gets vacuumed on the pallet though.
I would be so mad. I'm like, oh Lord, that pallet vacuum is so painful to see, even as me, Survivor main. Even it hurts me for light.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Looks like they will be committing to the Ace, though. Will get the down, and that's once again 2 survivors on the ground. And Ace will be going back up on the hook for the second time.
However, her Ace is the obsession, so they're not getting a lot of value from Dying Light, unfortunately, at the moment. But I understand the reason why they're doing this. But man, that would have been a good perk to use for this instance.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And we do see the Scourge Hook pop off in the distance, and looks like Jazzy will opt to go for this chase rather than going for the pickup on Sir Pickle, which I am quite surprised about, as we do see Nia get picked up and will be going for, I imagine, the reset along with the Ace on hook.
I also think that should have done, unless they're gonna go back right now. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, I also said, please don't waste that pop. Not a very progressed gem.
That is true. Yeah. That is 20 seconds in your pocket that you can do to regress that gen. And I want to point out that Scourge Hook hit that gen, so that has the most progression out of all the gens on the map. So that doesn't have much progression in comparison. So definitely a really good spot for Jazzy here.
Oh, there's another pallet. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez. Oh,
yeah, good mind game to get that pallet dropped, and then looks like Nia may have used Lithe there to gain some distance, though still caught out here on the filler, I think. Wow. And trying to get some mind games here, but Nia playing things smart and playing it well.
Yeah, they're
and Jazzy is trying to get this down and will get the down after all.
Beautiful. That was a really good time. Like, they took a good time amount on that little loop there.
Yeah, they did, and they're looking around once again for Scourge Hooks. I'm wondering if the Scourge Hooks are all on the other side of the map, as we have not seen a Scourge Hook pop over here, and unfortunately, with the way RNG is, it is rough to say the least. And 2 survivors on this gen, they commit and get the gen, which means now Jazzy can at most secure a tie game and not the win. So now it comes down to whether or not these survivors are able to get their last generator to claim victory.
Oh, very well done. My God. That was a corner and a half.
Yeah, Jake trying to get into that corner to avoid the hit, but not able to make it happen. We now have a slug and a hook, and we see Meg here, but the slide on the corner.
That hurts so much.
Yeah, definitely rough to say the least. And trying to get a mind game here on this pallet, but not happening. We'll get the shred instead. And with that 4th gen popping off, that is the game.
Oh man, you know what's interesting? The last Blight, I feel like they kept bumping into everything like nicely enough, but this poor Blight has had a few slip and slides, and it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it just comes down to like how you bump on that specific object. It really is just so rough sometimes on whether or not it is considered a slide or a bounce. But once again, really good hit there on Sir Pickle, and looks like they're going to be trying to go for the slug play here on the Jake with that mid vault. Will be a down. Two of them at Shack.
Holy moly! Oh man, you know what I always wanted to see is a polite player. Excuse me. Oh Lord. Sorry. Thank you. I always been interested in seeing how people have their cam facing their hands, like on not cam, but there's like a program that can also like a nice little wiggle.
Yeah, unfortunately, being a bit greedy here, I think trying to once again go for those scourge hooks, but instead does wiggle off their shoulder, and we see Jake once again back up off the ground, and Jazzy once again going for these slug plays, really determined to kind of slow down the game as much as possible.
I mean, they do help. Wrong side. Oh no.
Yeah, Meg was kind of looking there like, over here, but.
That's cute. Oh man, these pallets sucks. Oh.
Yeah, it's rough when it happens. Actually, I really wish they would have kept the collision that they had when the treads were kind of bugged, where it didn't prioritize the pallet, so you could actually get hits without shredding.
Right.
Unfortunately, they did revert it to the vacuum shred instead, but it is what it is. You know, it has been the way the game has been for quite some time.
Yep. Oh, there's one gen left. That's why I was like, where are the gens at? So they actually have a pretty good spread. Oh, they have a really good spread on the gens at the moment.
Yeah, they do. And Jazzy trying to go for the bounce there on that wall. Unfortunately, it is considered a smooth surface, so we see that full-on slide right on down. And not much that Jazzy can do there, but to utilize their Pop Goes Weasel and get some regression.
There's when you look at the wall, it looks like there's a slight little indent, but yeah, it is, like you said, it is a very flat surface. Mr. Jake.
Yep, they got that on Jake, but once again, they're going to drop Chase here, instead going for the ace, it would seem. I mean, this is a 2-1 split here, so there's not much that Jazzy's going to be able to do to, stop these survivors as we see them with progress on multiple gens here. The worst thing they can probably see as a killer.
This is a very nice spread, like really nice spread.
Oh yeah, even the two gens on this side of the map are pretty far apart.
Yeah, they are. Very, very far. And even far, you know what, Bly is pretty fast, but depending how many survivors, there's still 4 of them, so they could easily, 2 of them can be on each side and get very good progression.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But Jazzy just going for that hit and run play here, trying to get a slug play, it would seem, and trying to get that slide tech there, but not able to make it happen. And looks like this is the Nia over at the window. I could have sworn that there's someone else injured here that wasn't them, so it might be upwards of 3 survivors hanging out here.
Oh no. Yeah, they were trying to... Oh, hi, Jake.
Yeah, just kind of trying to bait Jazzy into chase here. Does a good job of that mind game at that pallet. And Jazzy trying to go for a slide here. And once again, Jake getting caught out in that corner.
Mr. Jake, the corner attacks are not in your favor today. Oh, no. Oh, they got 3 stacks of... not 4, right? Yeah, 4.
Yep, now 4 stacks of the Dying Light. So gens are definitely slowed down pretty well. We're looking at a 16% gen progression penalty. But in the end, it is all for naught here, as I would be surprised if we don't see the 5th gen pop.
Yep, there it goes. Hey, look at the doors are on the same side. Was that adrenaline?
Yeah, there was indeed, and looks like we see Sir Pickles. Was Sir Pickles last one to get hooked? Was that in the Deliverance?
Oh, probably. I think so. Yeah. Wait, no. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think now, like, I don't know anymore. I don't know what's what. All I know is all survivors are currently injured. Ace is now dead, and I think that is going to be a 3-man out at this point in time.
That was a fun match to watch. Always a pleasure to watch Mr. Blight go at it. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Good match for everybody.
Definitely was a fun time. Jake taking their time, of course, and that there will be the end of round 4. Dawn versus Arctic Wolves with Dawn on top. So GG, well played to both teams, and congratulations to Dawn for securing their invite to Season 3 of Chains of Fog, and I do believe, congratulations to Arctic Wolves as well, as I believe they were X and 1, but let me double check before I say with certainty. Looks like Arctic Wolves will actually end 2 and 2, so we'll be seeing Arctic Wolves probably again next week for Qualifier 6 and or 7.
Nice. I'm excited for that. Well, congratulations, all you gamers. Very good games.
Indeed. But with that being said, that there will be the end of our matches today. Thank you all for joining us. It was a fun time. And Avi, before we do go, where do they find you if they want to go say hi next time you are live?
I will be live tomorrow, Monday at 7 p.m. PST for some DVDs. So if you guys would like to come by, watch me do some random loops, maybe some run into walls nonsense, I'll be right there.
Awesome. And of course, guys, I am your commissioner and host, Giltspire, but I'm also an educational Dead by Daylight player here to teach you guys how to play Killer and survivors how to play against Killer. Though recently, been playing a lot of Elden Ring, so if you have that Elden Ring itch like I do, definitely make sure to stop on by, say hi, as we're finished up the end game and maybe going into some New Game Plus. Well, with that being said, we have more qualifiers next week, a full packed 2, Qualifier 6 and Qualifier 7, starting at 12 p.m. CST, Saturday and Sunday, so definitely make sure to stop on by for those.
Heck yeah, I'm excited for that.
Awesome. Well, on that note, guys, we will see you next week. But in the meanwhile, we're going to run a quick 3-minute ad break. Would mean a lot for you to stick on by through that, but we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
gamers. See you later. Take care.